Some days I felt upset, angry, lost. They taken me from my safe place and placing me in a home with strangers I didn't have any help or anyone to turn to or anything like that.
Anthony was placed in foster care when he was 6 years old due to his birth mom's drug use while pregnant with his baby sister. He knew about God's love through his grandmother and tried to stay hopeful in a tough situation.
I prayed sometimes when I was feeling down and then other days I questioned him. Why am I here? Why can't I find anyone to love me? Why can't I go back home?
He lived in group homes for 9 years, hoping to be adopted, yet afraid of being let down.
I didn't get my hopes up for anything, basically, because I didn't want to get my hopes up too high and it not happen. Because deep down, I wanted it to work. I wanted to get out the system. I didn't want to deal with the bonds of being a ward of the state anymore. I just wanted, have a loving family, a forever home.
At 15 years old and after a failed adoption, he began losing hope. He got in trouble at his high school and was sent to Pathways Alternative School, where he met Dr. Benny Berry, a teacher at the school.
And he came there and he volunteered to say the pledge at the beginning of the day. He volunteered, he was in ROTC at his home campus. He volunteered to hang the flag. I was impressed. I felt like, oh, this kid is a leader. This kid is a leader. He's different from the rest. He has initiative.
Benny was single and had no children of her own. In class, students joked that they loved Dr. Berry and wished she was their mom. Anthony jumped in and wasn't joking.
The discussion went to families. And some of the kids are saying, well, I've been trying to get Miss Berry to take me home. And so Anthony said, oh, you can take me home for real. And I said, well, no, you have, your parents are doing the best. Respect your parents the way you respect me, and you'll be okay. And he's like, no, really, I'm in foster care. And so a couple of students and myself, we didn't know. And we kind of gasped, like, really, you're in foster care?
I actually was like, yeah, you can adopt me. I mean, will you, or have you thought about adoption, or, Then we got deeper into the conversation.
And I said, well, if you're gonna be my kid, if you was ever my kid, you have to be good. And he said, for how long? And I said, forever, God, what are you talking about? So he said, well, you can, look me up. I can be adopted. You can take me home.
Anthony gave Benny his information and the adoption website.
I had never planned on adopting because I didn't know. I didn't know the process for adopting. Only thing I knew about adoption is what I've seen on like a Lifetime movie. I never really believed, I'll say in the first few days, that it was something that I could do.
It came time for me to leave Pathways, and I was like, don't you forget about me, and she didn't forget.
When it became more real, I had to pray about everything. I asked God to order my steps, everything that I want to do. I was like, okay, Lord, show me that what I'm doing is not just raw emotion. It is what I really should do. So I felt like God was showing me, yes, this is what you need to do, step by step, ordering it, ordained.
To Benny's amazement, there were no roadblocks to the application process, and soon they began a trial adoption period. Later that year, on National Adoption Day 2017, Benny officially adopted Anthony.
I was very nervous. It was, all the anxiety and the attention, like, this is really happening. Today's the day. We both couldn't sleep the night before. We spent most of the time talking to each other. So that was a very good bonding period.
National Adoption Day was an emotional day. My name was put on his birth certificate. His name was officially changed. It became real on that day. Everything we had prayed for, every step that I had asked God to order, we're now at the end of the road. It's over. It is official. We are a family. Nobody can change it. You brought me through that.
The trait that best defines this new family of two is gratitude for one another and to God, who opened the door and their hearts.
He's bringing us all the way. He's carrying us. Like he carried the cross, he's carrying us on his back. I'm thankful for her just loving me and taking a 16-year-old, well, 15 going on 16-year-old boy into her home, a troubled boy at that. I love it. It's something that I never thought I would have. I'm happy. For someone my age to get adopted, it's very rare.
I didn't know that I could love somebody so much besides my parents. I needed him probably as much or more than he needed me. I don't tell him a lot because I don't want to think he has the upper hand. But I am more than proud of him. I thank God for the opportunity to help mold somebody who I know is going to do wonderful things.